David?
Hi, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. You often talk about the unscouted looks you'll get early in the season. How does that track in postseason games? Do you get more than what you see in regular season footage toward the end of the season, or is it?
I would say it's more unscouted variations. I think just like anything, the way I view it, teams have established themselves throughout the season. And you're going to obviously want to play to your strengths and things you do well, but also you want to have a schematic volume to attack the opponent. And I assume they would take the same approach. I mean, if you just look at their defensive approach, there's a tremendous amount of schema. Huh?
Somebody's phone, but
Okay, tremendous amount of scheme on the video. So, and that's what you got to prepare for. So, if there's some variation that comes off of that, so that's to be expected, and that's all part of the adjustments you have to make in game.
So it's not much different than what you will see in a game in December or early January in regular season as far as variation.
Well, I think everything's on the table. I mean, I think anything that you put on video early in the season, you're trying to grow and with that. But obviously, when you conceptually teach, you can go back to those things, and I'm sure that's been part of their prep.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. I know you said getting to the 48 would be difficult. How hard are those discussions about the interior with defensive line?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's part of it. I think there's been really good competition in there, and I mean, just all the way through with the defensive tackles, and obviously Bohan and Bo was not up last week, and so we got. Obviously I'm not trying to say anything, but yeah, that's one area to focus on. So.
Clarence.
Just cut to the chase, right?
Have you seen enough? What have you seen with Rhodes? How's he looked? Have you seen enough where he can play? I'm not saying you tell us if he's going to play, but have you seen enough where he can help you this weekend?
Well, I think really yesterday was the first time, to see him in a true competitive environment. Is because you look at the, practice, we still had the competitive 2 minute at the end. The third down work was something that, on both sides, the look squads and so just great to see him as far as how he connects with our guys. So, but I think the one thing, just speaking with Dan last night, I think we've done a really good job of maximizing the opportunities. Obviously, down the stretch here through December, you're playing to win, and we've had the injuries to deal with, but the different combination of players that we've been able to play here the last couple of weeks. So we feel like it's given us a really good grasp of how we want to play this game, and I think it's really being patient with some of those different groups that we tried different guys, and had guys that were up, and because you look at Nashawn, his opportunity he was given. So we feel like we have a really good opportunity to have a great rotation, and the biggest thing is we're trying to work out right now is if we're going to be a 23 or 24 on defense.
Mike Todd Archer with ESPN. Do you anticipate having everybody available health-wise to you for the game? And how rare is that at this time of year after 17 games that you might?
Well, I think it's common. I think it's I think just like anything, when you're looking at a 17-game season, you have to have some level of projection involved in it. And I get that. The statement of if he's healthy, he plays. But you got to define that too. So I mean, I think and there's other variables around that can adjust your approach that particular week. But we all know what's at stake. The only thing we're guaranteed is 4 quarters in Tampa, and we're going in there to play with great confidence and win the game, and then we'll see what comes after that. But anything looking past the 3 hours and 15 minutes and Tampa would be wasted time and energy.
And how do you break up Monday with it being such a long day for those guys, like before kickoff gets there, to make sure they're not ready at noon or things like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, our normal night game routine, whether it's a Sunday night or Monday night or even a Thursday night, we have we'll have morning meetings. We'll have the Catholic Mass will be in the morning, but then we'll have the special teams will go first, and then offensive defense will have their half-an-hour meetings and walk through, and then we'll have a team meeting. So that's we'll have the the morning with the players from probably like 9:30 to 11 o'clock. So.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. I don't know if you ever had an extra day in Green Bay going into a playoff week, but what's this long week been like? Is it a little different because it is playoffs, or does it feel normal like a regular season sort of long week or anything?
I mean, it's a normal long week, and I think, if you need it, health-wise, it's a benefit. We didn't need it. We're ready to go. I mean, I think the way they practiced yesterday, and in the work that we're going to get done today, but I think just like anything, you're this time of year, you want to get up and go play, and that's part of it. But I think that's why if you really got to work smart, and I think you got to caution more of not doing too much than obviously not enough. I mean, clearly is not the case this week, but that's why the way we've spaced out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was important, because we really wanted Thursday through Monday to feel like a normal flow into the game.
Mike Edwarder, ESPN. In the first game of the season against them, they made a pretty concerted effort to take CeeDee Lamb away to the best of their abilities. If they do that again, gets that kind of attention, how much better do you feel about your secondary options with T.Y. on the roster now, Gallup back playing in?
Yeah, just really, spinning off what I talked about with the defense earlier. I think clearly, having the opportunity to play with Ty and get some guys, other guys healthy. I think our young tight ends needed a little relief, frankly. So I think the fact that we were able to get those guys healthy will be beneficial. So I mean, definitely CeeDee's going to get the attention. We understand that, and but importantly, we got to have a good plan to make sure he gets opportunities too. So, but yeah, this to me, this is when you play these type of coverages that obviously man and match and quarters based. Their ability to work on one receiver, potentially two. That's part of their base package. So we got to take advantage of that.
Mike McCarthy, Dallas Morning News. If Ryan Jensen is able to return to their offensive line, what sort of significance does that bear to that group in your estimation?
Well, I mean, veteran center just played a lot of football. Obviously, he was in command. Prior to that, I mean, you could see that in the prior two contests that we competed with him, and I think just like anything, he brings a veteran presence, a play style that he's carried from Baltimore, down there to Tampa. So, those are the things we got to be on top of.
And the spot dropping that the linebackers do for the Buccaneers, how much of that have you guys seen since you faced them week one? Anyone does it quite as often as them?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a very insightful question, but I think the thing is how much zone do they play? If anything, they're of late they're playing more man. But I mean, those are the things that you look at each and every week, and but they I think teams that pressure a lot, that's common, and this is the highest rate of pressure that we've seen all year. So I think there's more that comes with that, than just the spot dropping.
That good? All right.
Thank you.